Because something's easy to make, or because it's not expensive, it has nothing to do with how much you enjoy it. And I am going to enjoy this bubbling mass of beef stroganoff. And I like Hamburger Helper. It's got a lot of flavor, and it's been around a long time. It's a good value. They have a whole bunch of different varieties.
He's got a fix for that. He's a master mechanic.
Twin pack. Bonus. Sweet. One of my most watched videos is how to make stovetop stuffing mix. I think it's got like 35,000 views or something. Maybe much more, I can't remember. But why would this be? You'd think, duh, the instructions are on the box, and I often get that comment. But I also got a comment that I thought was pretty amusing from J Peach. I'll post it at the end of this video. But she was basically saying, now teach us how to make Hamburger Helper. And I said, well, what's your favorite flavor? And she or he, I can't remember which. In fact, I don't know. That's the internet. He or she requested beef stroganoff. That's what I'm going to do now. It's easy. You only need one ingredient, which is a pound of hamburger. So let's get started. And heads up, the instructions are on the box, but I assume you're at this video to get things done. Alright, on the top we have these pictures. Take a pound of ground beef and you stick it in a frying pan. You're going to need some water. Oh, you need some milk. But let me tell you, if you're in a pinch, you can skip the milk. Won't ruin the dish. Brown the beef in a 12-inch skillet, or 10-inch. But this is what I want to talk to you about first. You can go with this non-stick, but it doesn't have the depth that I want, because when you get to the end of the recipe and you've got all your ingredients in there and they're all boiling and the noodles are expanding, you want room to stir. And even in their graphic, there's not that much room to stir. So we'll head them off at the pass regarding that, and we'll put this somewhere else. Don't heat up the pan before you put the ground beef in there. See, I'm going to start it on real low. The reason I want to do that is this pan right here is prone to sticking, and there's 20% fat in this beef. And if you go slow enough, it'll just melt. And that will lubricate the pan. This kind of stainless really makes, if it's hot when you put the meat in there, it really sort of grabs it and you have a problem with it sticking to the bottom and sometimes burning. See, that's what you want. You don't want it to be seared. So you want a low heat to use the hamburger part that's fat, lubricate. You also want to break up the meat, break it up. It'll cook faster, more evenly, and then the meat blends in with the sauce and the noodles. So you want to break it up as it's cooking. You don't have to stand here and make sure it's in tiny pieces. But breaking it up just like I'm showing you is a good idea. And now that we know that that pan has a little bit of melted hamburger fat in there, we're going to turn up this burner. Get her rocking. One of the reasons you want to give this a stir is to make sure that nothing's stuck on the bottom and is burning. It's not likely though. With a thick pan like this, and you've already got moisture forming in there, see that? So you got a mixture of the grease melting out of the hamburger and just the natural juice of the meat that dries as the meat is cooked. funny, I really can't smell any interesting aroma. It smells like raw hamburger at this point. There we go, beautiful. Fat is flavor. So what we want to do is boil the liquid off. We're left with the fat, and a lot of that flavor stays on the meat. We'll drain the excess because we don't want a greasy pile of Hamburger Helper Stroganoff, but we don't want to lose that flavor. If I was to say, okay, I followed the instructions and browned the ground beef, but if I pour out all of this, let's say half of it is all the flavor. I don't want to do that. So I'm distilling this by just boiling off the water that's in there. You don't have to do that. You could drain it right now. Especially if the family's in a hurry to eat and everybody's hungry. Because now it's starting to smell delicious. Even though it's just browned ground beef, I haven't put any seasoning on it at all. Beautiful. This is what we want. What I've got here is a couple of paper plates, which I can throw away after I drain the grease onto there. And we're ready to do that because the water has boiled away. Now it's sizzling in that grease. Here's how we're going to do it. Hot grease is flammable. We've got an open flame, so I'm not going to be risking a spill over that open flame. So I'm going to shut this off. We're not done cooking this Hamburger Helper, of course, but I've got to do this the safest way, and that is to have no open flame while I'm draining. And I also don't want to get every drop because fat is flavor. Now when this cools, it'll be hard or semi-hard like soft butter, but then I'll be able to throw it in the garbage without risking melting the garbage bag. And also, if I poured it down the drain, I could clog the drain with grease. So there's more to just following the instructions on the box. So I'm glad you tuned in for us to go over how to make Hamburger Helper. Zoom it back in. There we go. The fun continues. I recommend you put in the sauce mix and stir it in before you add these noodles. The reason is it's harder to stir in the sauce mix with a bunch of noodles in there. It's a very simple recipe. Now the hot water, that was 3/4 of a cup of hot water. I got it hot by putting it in the microwave for 44 seconds. I've got my flame up to high, making sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. And the water, milk, and the sauce mixed powder are all in there and mixed. Now I'm going to do the last bit by putting in noodles. It sounds good. Okay, it says reduce heat, cover, and simmer for 10 minutes. So I'm reducing the heat, I'll show you. To simmer, we need it about right there. But can you hear the wind? Oh my gosh, it's cold out there. Wind is howling. 32 degrees. And it's April, can you believe it? One of the nice additions to the beef stroganoff version of Hamburger Helper is some fried mushrooms. Sauteed mushrooms, not fried. This over here continues to bubble away. Wow, that smells delicious. I'm impressed. It just has a real good smell to it. Nice aroma. Back to the frying. The sauteing mushrooms. I do all my own camera work. And editing. I'm not bragging. I'm not going to put on my sunglasses. It is what it is. And there's more fun to be had if I just relax about it and enjoy it. Sharing our time in the kitchen. Now when it warms up, I'll get out there and do some camping, but man, it has been 26 degrees overnight for the last months and months. It might get all the way up to 60 in the daytime. But if it goes down to 26 at night and the wind is blowing 10 miles an hour, that's tough conditions. Oh yeah. That's a little more than a simmer, so I'm going to turn it down. That isn't going to be amazing. Now I can feel a little tiny bit of a stick. Some of the noodles or beef at the bottom, but it's only a little bit, then you haven't burned it. If it's a whole bunch, don't stir it. Dump it into a clean pan and scrub out the burn parts, because that burn part can give you burn flavor immediately throughout the whole thing and ruin the whole dish. So that's how you fix it. If you feel a stick on the bottom, you pour it all into a clean pan, and then the stuff that's stuck on the bottom will still be there, and you'll rid yourself of that burning mistake. I'm adding sauteed mushrooms because I'm a madman. That's so good. Now, timer's gonna go off in 3 minutes, but I'm gonna check if these noodles are tender and delicious. Wish you were here. Okay. They're just a bit thick and rubbery. I want more softness to them. The thing is though, if you overdo it, the whole dish can get real mushy. So we'll pay attention to our timer, which says 2 more minutes. A good side dish for this might be some frozen vegetables. You just microwave them. I feel it's kind of complete. Sometimes I like to have a slice of bread with butter with it, just to break up the flavors. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? The thing is, because something's easy to make, or because it's not expensive, it has nothing to do with how much you enjoy it. And I am going to enjoy this bubbling mass of beef stroganoff. I have a plan. It's bold, I'm telling you. But I'm going to do it. Silence the timer.
He's a master mechanic.
And I'm going to
He's
use
got a fix for that.
the sour cream on top.
He's a master mechanic. Oh, he can do that. As we fade into the night, by God, he's always right.
Gosh, I'm a lucky man. Okay. Now this. Okay. Wait.
He's a master mechanic. He's got a fix for that. You know he's got a fix for that.
That's kosher salt. And this is some.
As we fade into the night, you get a feeling that
I
it'll
suppose I
always
could
be right.
give it a taste test, huh?
So many days.
Zoom out, Dougie. There we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
With so many things to go.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's not great stuff. It's good stuff. And it's easy. You can do it.
He's a master mechanic. He's got a fix for